Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be here today. With special honor and respect to the invited learned guests, panel of judges, dignitaries present here, and paper presenters, and my dear friends. Myself, Ms. Raitamu. I'm pursuing a master's in Department of History, Jain College, Pasig. And today I'm here for a paper presentation on the topic Conservation of Wildlife, a case study of Dai Memorial Wildlife Sanctuary, District Eastern Arunachal Pradesh. So let's start with the statement, man's need can never be accomplished. We all are aware of this statement, right? Yes, we are. And even in this field, we are safe. Our encroachment towards the nature violates the natural biodiversity, disturbing the virgin lifestyle of wildlife contributes a hard time here. So without further ado, let's dive into a deeper understanding of the topic we have selected. So for better understanding, first we will know the meaning of wildlife and conservation in the following. Wildlife refers to the living organisms found in their natural habitats which have not been domesticated by humans. This includes a vast array of animals, birds, plants, and microorganisms that live in forests and even in urban areas. Wildlife plays a vital role in maintaining the ecological balance and ecosystem services such as pollinations, seed dispersals, water purifications, and nutrient cycling. Conservation encompasses the preservation of cultural heritage for future generations, the protection, management, or restoration of natural environments and ecological communities, and the careful maintenance of the natural resources to prevent their disappearance. It involves actions like examination, documentation, treatment, awareness, and education. The study and conservation of wildlife are essential for biodiversity preservation, ensuring that natural systems remain healthy and resilient, supporting all life on Earth, including humans. For clearer understanding, let's first know about the background. With the introduction of wildlife conservation rules under Article 48A and Article 51A Clause D, and its protections under the Constitution of India, the wildlife care has evolved nationwide in nutshell and state in the precise. Wildlife being the home to a wide variety of plant and animal species, many of which are rare and endangered. It also holds cultural and spiritual significance for local communities. Protecting wildlife in Pasighat helps to fight against climate change. This wildlife attracts large number of tourists and nature enthusiasts, contributing to the local economy through ecotourism. In the scenario of Pasighat, the conservation of wildlife has always been the dominant factor for preserving the unique biodiversity of the region, supporting local livelihood, ensuring the sustainable development of the area for future generations. And in present scenario, all these factors have made the Dai Wildlife Sanctuary one of the most highest rated wildlife sanctuary in the whole state, that is Arunachal Pradesh. So we have objectives, there are core objectives of our study are to check the ground-reality of the sanctuaries and its role in conservation, to explore certain policies mentioned in the Constitution in reference to this field, and to study of working of the concerned authority, their works and influences faced by them while performing their duty, and to study the provided aids and its implementation. So during this research, both primary and secondary methods of data collection was used. Primary study included spot check, live interview of the officials, journalists, and secondary data includes as the exploration of the document available, internet sources, government data were read and studied. So these are our methodology, and our discussions are based on foundation, evolution, and working of Dai Memorial Wildlife Sanctuary, Pasighat. It was founded in 13 February 1978, located in the heart of East Siang District, Arunachal Pradesh, and it occupies the area of 190 square kilometers. The sanctuary is named after one of the pioneers of modern Arunachal, Dai Niring, who was a famed Indian politician. So now let's know more about him. Dai Niring was born in an Adi family in Runa village near Pasighat in 1929. But in his tenure, he led the Niring Commission, which laid a strong foundation to a modern society with four-tier system of local government. He died in Shillong in 1970. He is remembered and honored by the native, naming several institutes of state by his name, such as Dai Niring College of Teacher Education, Dai Niring Memorial Middle School, Dai Niring Memorial Wildlife Sanctuary, and many more. For further understanding, the sanctuary is located in its unique ecosystem that comprises tropical evergreen, semi-evergreen, and deciduous forests. It is also a home to the Siang, which is one of the major rivers in Arunachal Pradesh. The streams and channels intersect the whole sanctuary. There are small two water bodies in the sanctuary that provides good nesting site for birds. And it comprises about 80% of the sanctuary is covered with grassland, and rest is riverine forest, patches with mixed bamboo and secondary forest. The main grass species are Saccharum spontaneum, S. albumindicium, and etc. And it is a home to buffalo, elephant, tiger, leopard, working deer, civet, sambar, jackal, and etc. And reptiles such as king cobra, python, witch viper, etc. The migratory birds like cranes, wild ducks, storks, waterfowls from Siberia and Mongolia can be spotted, and even fishing can. So these are the wildlife in the sanctuaries. We have mentioned mammals, reptiles, plants, and avifauna. So talking about the acts and regulations, the Government of India implemented the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 with purpose of efficiently protecting the wildlife of this country and controlling hunting, smuggling, and illegal trading in wild animals. This act came into effect on 9th September 1972. This Wildlife Act of 1972 was first general law to set schedules for protection of various plants and animal species. Under this act, India's central government will set up the National Board for Wildlife, which will serve as the lead body for reviewing all wildlife-related issues and approving projects in and around national parks and protected areas. NPWL is directed by the Prime Minister himself and the Ministers of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change in the Vice President of the Board of the Director. So we have some important acts and articles related to conservation of forest and environment, including wildlife. Article 48A of the Constitution provides the states shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard forest and wildlife of the country. And Article 51A, Clause G of the Constitution provides itself a duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have provisions for living creatures. There are several acts and regulations for the subjects to abide. Some of are Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Wildlife Transactions and Taxidermy Rules 1973, the Wildlife Stock Declaration Central Rules 1973, and many more. So there are two major factors which can be enlisted under threats to wildlife and as well as forest. So first we have natural threats. Threat from the neighboring state. It is learned from the RFO, Achargat, Pasigat, Sri Ori Permisa, that domesticated cattle from the nearest states of Assam sometimes enter into the forest area of Pasigat Wildlife Sanctuary for grazing, which bears negative impacts, which increases the chances for transmissions of diseases like lumpy skin disease, foot and mouth disease. Such things have been presumed. The epidemiological pattern of disease is confined to its topography. The cross-infection of domestic cattle to wild animals remains quite obvious with the constant cutting. Also, there is an extensive loss of grassland in Pasigat, the particular area, which limits its abundance of availability of grassland and its nesting sites. We have the impact of flood. It is worth mentioning the incident of flood in the Siang River in the year 2000, which was infamous for its blows and flows that shook the entire East Siang and had affected the entire topography of the region. As per verbal recounting of RFO, Range Force Officer Sri Ori Professor, it was an unusual flow that affected the sanctuary to the higher extent. Many animals have been washed away, which severely impacted the decline of tigers in the region. The flood also led to the loss of habitat and limited the nesting opportunities for the birds. Subsequently, in the year 2008, there was a flood water of Siang River, which vulnerably affected the sanctuary. So we have the main force threat. Hunting and poaching is a major threat to wildlife of Dainerin Wildlife Sanctuary because people living along the Finch village of the sanctuary are mostly hunted by tradition, and they do the hunting here often despite of strong effort from the sanctuary authority and its NGOs to check. With this, I would like to bring your attention towards the incident that took place on 31st December 2023. It is one of the most recent highlighting incidents of the subject as reported by RFO Anjalda. And a journalist, Mr. Maksum Time, several men were caught with the complaint of hunting and poaching of wild animals within the boundary of Dainerin Wildlife Sanctuary. Hunting of wild buffalo and a sambar deer from the core of the camp was reported. The accused were caught after search operations of hours by the concerned authority from the territory itself, near Siang River diversion. Later in the case, the apprehended were handed over to the Meherberg Police Station for further proceedings directed by the protocols. Meherberg Police Station case number 21/2023. And we have the method of control of threats. If a person subjects an animal to cruelty amounting to hunting or foraging, even after repeated alerts and advisories, he shall undergo punitive procedures which include a medical verification of that personal health of the suspected apprehended and shall be handed over to the police control for further proceedings. The punishment for such act is rigorous imprisonment which may extend up to 3 years. Also, accused has to undergo the act registered with section 25/27 arms. As we have discussed so many aspects of conservation of wildlife, special reference to the Dynamic Memorial Wildlife Sanctuary, so such questions arise in our mind that is the conservation of wildlife sustainable or is it satisfactory? So in this regards, methods adopted by the conservation of wildlife by the department concerned, the DFO Pasighat statement contains the conduct of several awareness camping and planting programs which is widely appreciated, and CEO finds that there is some sort of downside. Also, she mentions there's always a scope for improvement. So coming to the conclusions, for conclusion, we hereby opine that the conservation of wildlife is an imperative task that requires immediate and sustained efforts from all sectors of society. Through this research, it has become evident that the loss of biodiversity and the degradation of ecosystem pose significant threats not only to the natural world but also to human health. Economic stability and cultural heritage, the strategies discussed, including habitat preservation, legal protection of species, community engagement, and the integration of conservation efforts into development planning, highlight the multifaceted approach necessary to address these challenges effectively. The Dynamic Memorial Wildlife Sanctuary stands one of the highest rated wildlife sanctuaries in the whole state, and it's contributed by factors like appropriate location, better road connection, and tourist visits, and so on. The intentions and contributions of Dynamic Wildlife Foundation Eco Development Society can't be overlooked, as it plays a vital role in maintaining the status of the sanctuary, working hand to hand with the concerned authority, with its main subject to protect, preserve, and conserve rapidly getting extinct and depleting wildlife and forest resources in the region. Furthermore, the research findings underscore the urgent need for continuation of protection and sustainable management of the Dynamic Wildlife Sanctuary. Collaborative efforts involving local communities, government agencies, and conservation organizations are essential to ensure the long-term viability of this vital ecosystem. The research and monitoring initiatives are warranted to enhance our understanding of the sanctuary's ecological dynamic and inform effective conservation strategies. And ultimately, safeguarding the Dynamic Wildlife Sanctuary is not only crucial for preserving biodiversity, but also for securing the well-being of the local communities and maintains the overall health of the region's ecosystem. Thank you everyone for listening, patience. I appreciate your patience.